Hi, I'm Andy Valadez, Chief Marketing Officer for the Entrepreneur Broadcasting Company. You're watching the Entrepreneur Channel, the Business Intelligence Network. Today we'll be interviewing Irene Bedard. She's a well-known actress and she's also a producer. And so we're very fortunate to have her on this interview today. And so welcome, Irene Bedard. How are you doing today?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Doing great. We've been having an offline chat before the interview, and I pulled up your Internet Movie Database. You have been in a lot of films, a lot of TV shows as well. I'm just going to go over a couple of them with the audience real fast. Let's see here. You were the voice of Pocahontas, 1 and 2. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
You were also in the movie Smoke Signals, and if we go way back to 2019, let's see, your Song of Hiawatha, you were in 12 Bucks. I'm just kind of randomly going through your resume. Is incredible. Your Guardian, The Agency. Am I going down memory lane here with you? Edge of America. Let's see here. Planting Melvin. Into the West. Miracle at Sage Creek. I know you're working on some current productions as well. You got Cosmic Radio, Spectacular Spider-Man, the TV series, Tree of Life. Let's see here. Longmire. Some things that are in post-production. You got Songs My Brother Taught Me, The Heart Stays, Hancock 2. So anyway, I just wanted to, people can go to Internet Movie Database and really look at your career. But ultimately, thank you for being available for the interview.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
So what have you been up to? Tell us a bit about, what you've been up to, and let's get into what you're currently doing, for some of the productions we had talked about earlier.
Well, I do have a production company. It's called Sleeping Lady, Waking Giants. Sleeping Lady's the film department. Waking Giants is the television department. I started it up in Alaska, which is where I'm from. I'm a Nupiaq and Yupik, and yes, I'm an Eskimo on my mother's side, and my father was Korean, French Canadian. And the production company is Native American majority owned. Positive stories from Indian country, or I guess really actually world indigenous positive stories. And I'm even a part of them. I kind of describe my career as being historical drama or contemporary trauma, which is good. I've had the chance to be able to tell a lot of stories that I think people that maybe didn't know, or like in particular Into the West, Steven Spielberg's 6-hour miniseries that he did, or even in productions like Smoke Signals, which is kind of a Native American, or actually I guess maybe even an indigenous cult classic, that still kind of focuses on, even though it does it in a humorous way and a great way. I loved being part of it and love that legacy of it. But it still does focus on a lot of the multi-generational traumas that Native Americans face. So with my production company, really want to focus on positive stories, positive things that, and contributions that Native American and Indigenous people, Aboriginal people are offering to the world today. And so we have a show called Reservations Not Required, which is a travel, culture, and cooking show featuring a cordon bleu trained cultural anthropologist chef who also happens to be Navajo, named Freddie Bitsui. And it really is, a joyful experience to sort of travel with him to all these indigenous places and see him eat walrus liver or make learn.
I've heard that's really good.
yeah. So it's been a lot of fun. We've been enjoying what we're doing.
Well, excellent. I know you're also supporting the Native American Concert Rally. We also have, I failed to mention earlier, Margie Small, who is producing this rally in Fort Worth, September 21st, and she's the one that introduced us. So, Margie, can we say hello to you?
Hi, Irene. Hello, Andy. Good to be on here.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for introducing us. I know we've been going a little quick here as far as her background and what she's currently on, and we wanted to kind of transition over to the concert rally. Again, it's an issue that's of interest to the Native Americans, but not just Native Americans. I think it's of interest to the world over. The horse slaughter issue, and of course the bordereaux as well. And basically, Irene's supporting this along with, we've got some actors like Wes Studi and Saginaw Grant. We've got Cody Jones and Steve Rivas and others. So, Margie, do you have something you want to say about the concert rally real quick, and then we'll also transition over to Irene and her thoughts about the issue?
Okay, first of all, I just want to mention that two of my favorites with Irene is The New World, and we had another great actor in that, August Schoenberg, who passed last year. And Miracle at Sage Creek, if you get to see that one, it's a wonderful movie for a family, and it was produced by Thad Turner. On with the Native American Concert Rally. We are so proud to have Irene and Steve and Cody and Saginaw Grant, Joe Spotted Horse, attending this, and we're bringing awareness and trying to educate to the public, because I'm finding out a lot of people have heard of the wild horses and of slaughter, but they have never really, heard what's behind it, how it's going, and what's going on to put an end to the slaughter. So we're educating at the same time we're bringing awareness to all this. And we will be holding this down here at the Stockyards in Fort Worth on September 21st with a trade show beginning at 10 o'clock. Concert starts at 6. We have Jeb Moran, Cheyenne River Sioux tribal member that's going to perform on his guitar. Outstanding guitar. We have Tim Cooper. He's just signed with the label this last year in Nashville, and he's a Texas boy, and we're very proud of him. And then we have Noel Haggard, Merle Haggard's son, and he's going to headline for us and close the show out. But we've got a Choctaw Princess coming in, and we have some stunt riders from our Native American Stunt Association, and I'm just real proud to be bringing the Native American culture in with the Western cowboy heritage here in the Stockyard. So with that said, I just welcome everybody to come down and have fun with us and see a great show.
So this is going to be an event for the family. It's there's also a trade show before the concert?
Yes, it starts at 10 a.m.
Great, and you've got speakers. We also have the Project Lighthouse dancers?
The Project Lighthouse dancers out of Colorado, and then we have the drum group from Colorado, and we will have a special ceremony right before the concert starts, and try to involve all the group down there for the bringing in of the colors, and the national anthem is going to be sang by a little gal from Fort Worth here, and we just have a very, very good show, and people are really looking forward to this because they know the Native American culture, but they've not really been able to see any of this right here in the Stockyards, and so Fort Worth is welcoming this show with open arms.
Wonderful. And it's always great to have people like Irene who are, leaders within the Native Americans. I mean, we've got Wes Studi and Saginaw Grant, and to have a nice, a female involved, Irene, and her voice and the platform that you have. I mean, Irene, you're doing stuff with the UN. You're bringing attention to a variety of different causes. So can you kind of just give us a little bit about, your involvement there?
Well, the Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, after 70 some odd years, finally got signed, and so the World Indigenous Forum is happening September 22nd through the 24th, focusing on the 23rd on global climate change, which also speaks to this as well. Some of the work that I do there is part of American Indian Enterprise and Business Council, and our primary focus as a civil society is to be able to relate these initiatives that the United Nations has to an Indian country, and how can we raise economic development. I personally feel that Native people are already stewards of the earth, and there are so many advanced technologies that are coming forth in renewable energy, water, food and agriculture, health and wellness, all the issues that the United Nations is focusing on in order to get that ultimate goal, which is peace. I think if everyone in the world has all those in place, including education about those things, I think that we'll be able to obtain the concept of peace a little bit easier. Attain, I guess, is the word that I'm looking for. But so the why I bring this up is because there's a scientist, his name is Alan Savory, and he's done extensive work on desertification and grazing, and that herd animals are an answer to global climate change. Instead of slaughtering the wild horses, I think that we should be able to try to work more holistically, as he calls it, and actually raise up those levels, those populations in the herd, work with the farmers who have livestock, and develop what would have been a more natural, which of course the buffalo had created that, and then of course the slaughter of the buffalo created a lot of what desertification is occurring in North America and South America. So I think the whole wild horse subject is complex. But a really simple thing is slaughtering them is not the answer. And if you can get a chance to look at Alan Savory's TED Talk, you'll probably have a better understanding of that.
Excellent. Well, thank you for sharing your heart and sharing your interest in this and supporting this rally. You're actually going to be there in Fort Worth. Is that correct?
Yes, I hope so. I have to go to the United Nations the next day, so
okay, you're working it out.
How long I'll be able to stay, but that's the plan.
Andy?
Yes, ma'am.
Irene has won a Globe Award too.
It was a nomination for a Golden Globe for a Lakota woman.
Oh, wow. So anyway, feel very honored to have you on this interview. I got tongue-tied a little bit, but hopefully I'll edit that part out. And thank you so much for this. There's just so much that people can go research on you and about you. Is there a website or a place where is there a Wikipedia or anything that's on Irene Bedard and what she's all about?
We are actually revamping our website right now, but sleepingladywaking.giants.com, or you can go to Sleeping Lady Films on Facebook. You can go to my Facebook and Twitter. I'm constantly tweeting about all kinds of things that mean stuff to me. Right now we're working on getting Longmire to another network, so I play May Stillwater on the series, and we're going to get it to another network.
What were you going to say, Margie?
I was just saying I'm for that because I love the Longmire show.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Well, thank you again for the interview. I'm going to go ahead and wrap for now. But Irene, look forward to hopefully meeting you in person, or at least through Margie, keeping in contact with you over the years and more. Looking forward to the cooking show. I love to eat, so I love to watch those cooking shows myself. So I appreciate you bringing the native flair to the scene, because you don't really get a chance to see much of that on mainstream TV, if you will.
Thank you, Irene. We love you. You know that.
Love you too.
All right, my name is Andy Valadez. I'm Chief Marketing Officer for the Entrepreneur Broadcasting Company. You've been watching the Entrepreneur Channel, the Business Intelligence Network. We've interviewed Irene Bedard, and we thank you so much for watching.